Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Tuesday, October 31st. Happy All Hallows Eve. Here's what's happening today in America. 1 year away. Soldier hostage released. Pharmacists on strike. And a new surcharge at one restaurant. It's all coming up. Then Bill will be here with your message of the day. But first, the presidential election is 370 days away. CBS's Bill Whitaker asked Kamala Harris, the Biden-Harris ticket is running neck and neck with Donald Trump. Why are you not 30 points ahead? Which reminds me of one of the all-time great clips of Hillary Clinton in September before the 2016 election. And she said, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? They'll never get it. The Iowa caucuses are January 15th. So these holiday months are going to be over before you know it. And as soon as you come up for air after you put your Christmas tree back in the garage or down to the curb, it's Iowa caucus time. An Israeli soldier who was kidnapped by Hamas has been released. This is the fifth hostage that's been released. None have been rescued yet. A 23-year-old German-Israeli woman who was captured from the music festival. There was a video of her that went around of her body being paraded through the streets of Gaza in the back of a truck. She's been found dead. More than 260 bodies were found at the music festival site itself. CVS and Walgreens have started their 3-day walkout across the country to demand that the company fix what they say are harsh working conditions that make it difficult to safely fill prescriptions. Now, these are non-union employees, so a strike or a walkout like this is harder to coordinate. So maybe your local pharmacy is functioning normally. The complaint is that the pharmacies are understaffed. So they're actually not asking for more money. They're asking for their employer to hire more people. A survey in 2021 from the American Pharmacists Association found that 74% of pharmacy workers say they don't have enough time to safely perform non-clinical work. A restaurant in Georgia has started a new surcharge. We've seen different maybe credit card surcharges or minimum wage surcharges or healthcare surcharges. This is a surcharge for poor parenting. If your kids are loud or messy or running around, tacked onto your bill, $50. One couple got into an argument with who they thought was just their server and said, I want to talk to the owner. He said, I am the owner. What do you think of a $50 bad parenting surcharge? I'm Mike Slater, Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Tuesday, Vice President Kamala Harris got a pretty soft ride on 60 Minutes Sunday. Correspondent Bill Whitaker was basically gentle in his questioning, allowing Ms. Harris to dodge her unpopularity in the polls and utter failure on border policy. But that wasn't even important because most intelligent people well understand that Ms. Harris has no answers across the board. As they say in Texas, she's all hat, no cattle. The most interesting part of the chat, which was rather dull, is the timing. The 60 Minutes crew had to know that Kamala was offered because President Biden is in trouble. Whitaker's script focused on how involved the vice president is with the administration's decisions. She's very, very, very engaged with everything, and don't you forget it. The interview of Kamala Harris is network news standard issue these days. Both CBS and the White House gain, so let's keep things nice so we can do it again. Y'all come back now, here. But a subtle signal was sent. Kamala Harris is open for business just in case her boss can't make it. Did I mention she is very involved? I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Let's go to the mail. Sinclair Short, Aiken, South Carolina. Why does Israel not take out Iran's ports and oil refineries right now? Because that would start a bigger war. And you'd make Iran a victim. You can't do that unless Iran does something first. Now, I know they've done something by training Hamas and arming Hamas and funding Hamas. I know that. But it's got to be more visible. Bill Forrest, Woodbridge, Virginia. Hamas jihadists believe they have the right to kill anybody, even innocent people and children. What other theology promotes this kind of barbarism? Hamas is not a theology. Now, I know you use the word jihadist holy war. But that's just basically a rationalization for terrorists to do what you said they did, Bill. It's kill children. It's not a theology. It's not a religion. It's a movement. Leslie Habernack, Dallas, Texas. You said in a broadcast, the Biden administration still maintains the program that you described in Killing the Killers. That's right. If so, why haven't we heard about the retaliation for numerous attacks on American bases? Because they're top secret. But you're not going to hear it. There's no reporters in the area. In Africa in particular, American Special Forces engage a lot. But you're not going to hear it because the government doesn't want people to know where our forces are and what they're doing. But again, that's what Killing the Killers tells you. Bonnie, we are doomed civilization, already past the point of no return. When half the country despises the other half and considers their political opponents the greatest threat to the country, there is no coming back. Cycles, Bonnie, historical cycles. Okay, so we could come together. I think critical mass is approaching. I think the progressive far left is going to take a big hit. But 24 is a key election in our nation's history, no doubt about it. In a moment, something you might not know. If you or your business is falling behind filing your tax returns, or if you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The Biden administration just unveiled an $80 billion plan to modernize the IRS and reduce the unpaid tax debt. Are you tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments? You do not have to face the IRS alone. Hire Anthem Tax Services. They can help you settle your delinquent tax problems and all collections, and may even be able to reduce your back taxes significantly. If Anthem Tax Service cannot reduce your current monthly payment with the IRS or state, or they don't put you in a better position, you might qualify for the 100% money back guarantee. Please call Anthem Tax Services 800-810-9193, 800-810-9193, 800-810-9193. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. On this day, in 1941, thousands of federal workers finished a 14-year project. Originally called America's Shrine to Democracy, the remote site is now one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world. Here is the story of Mount Rushmore. In 1868, the United States signed a peace treaty with the Sioux Nation. The agreement recognized the Black Hills of the Dakota Territory as sovereign Sioux land. The deal was violated a few years later when white settlers discovered gold in the mountains. Warriors like Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse led a fierce resistance, but were eventually subjugated by the U.S. Army. After World War I, officials in Washington wanted to attract tourists out west. Mount Rushmore was conceived in 1925, Construction began 2 years later. The presidents featured on the mountain each represent a specific historical event. George Washington for the Revolution, Thomas Jefferson, the Louisiana Purchase, Abraham Lincoln, the Civil War, Teddy Roosevelt, the Panama Canal. To carve the heads into the stone, workers detonated more than 20,000 pounds of TNT. Despite the dangerous enterprise, no lives were lost. Construction was finished on Halloween Day, 1941. The total project cost just $900,000. That is $18 million today. More than 5 million people now visit Mount Rushmore each year. It is the most popular attraction not located on the east or west coast. And here's something else you might not know. Mount Rushmore remains unfinished. Space exists for adding new faces to the monument. According to a New York Times survey from 2018, 66% of Americans would like to see Franklin Roosevelt added to Rushmore, followed by Dwight Eisenhower, 11%, Barack Obama, 7%, Ronald Reagan, 5%. Mount Rushmore is worth visiting. I had a great time out there, and make sure you check out the not quite finished Crazy Horse Monument just miles away. Back after this. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.